please subscribe and don't forget to press the bell icon to get notified whenever we upload a new video.
Thanks a lot, gentlemen, for joining in. Mr. Duggal, thanks a lot, as well as Krishnan. Thank you for joining us in our studio. So first we'll go to Mr. Duggal himself. You know, there's a lot of excitement with regards to your strategy going forward in the small brands. The one line that stood out from your analyst meet was your strategy to grow small brands, where you will invest disproportionately in 3 brands every year to grow them a lot more. So what are the 3 brands that you've selected for this year? How much money are you going to invest in them, and what revenues do you expect from them?
This year we've selected actually 2 brands, not 3, because there's not enough time to roll out 3. And the 2 brands which we selected are Honeykers and Lal Tel. These are the brands which will see a disproportionate amount of support and hopefully a disproportionate amount of delivery in terms of sales.
So what kind of revenues do these 2 brands do right now, and what do you expect them to do going forward?
See, Lal Tel does around 100 crores and Honeykers around 50. I don't have precise numbers here. We're just testing the scalability of these brands. So in a sense, it will set the context for our future strategy. But we will be putting in significantly enhanced inputs behind these 2 brands this year. And let's see how the brands respond. And then maybe we'll have to iterate a little bit, see what's going right, what's not going right, before we get the final picture, which we can then extend to the other brands.
All right, Mr. Duggal, sir, you have guided for double-digit volume growth for the next 3 quarters. If you could give us a sense about from which product will it come? From honey will it come from? From honey will it come from, or will it come from hair care?
I think it will be secular. No one product can drive a double-digit growth. It has to come across all segments. Of course, there will be some brands which may not grow as fast as the others. So it will come from both the HPC.
Which ones do you think will not grow as much as the others?
It's hard to say, but you know, we have a couple of brands in oral care, one brand in oral care which is not doing too well. And we have plans to revive it, but might take a little bit of time for that to happen.
What brand is that, sir?
But other than this one brand Dabur, which is last 2-3 quarters not been growing. And then, of course, a lot depends upon the winter season. If the winter is very mild, we may not see great growth happening in our winter portfolio, like Chyawanprash, etc., because that is dependent upon the temperatures. But other than that, I think we'll see growth everywhere. If you saw the first quarter results, you saw a very secular growth happening out of HPC, HC, and most importantly, food and beverage, which was lagging behind in the earlier quarters. So I think that the trend will continue. As of now, I don't see any soft spots in our portfolio other than 1 or 2 brands which are not very strategic in our scheme of things.
All right, you spoke about the brand which you're not expecting to do too well. Which is the brand do you think will outperform this year?
Well, I think Red continues its great trajectory. Hair oils has been a bit of a surprise. We've seen great growth in hair oils. Beverages has revived very strongly after we put in extra inputs in the first quarter. You saw around 25% growth in beverages. So now some of these will continue to grow very fast, some of them may not. That, like I said, depends upon a multitude of factors. But overall, double-digit growth can only happen if a very substantial part of your portfolio fires. If it doesn't, then that kind of growth is unlikely.
Okay, all right. Mr. Duggal.